I asked if we're going to do with the thing generally, and I understand yes. So I have questions on three headings. One, the Auditor General's Department, Intercom, and Integrity Commission. The issue is that I noticed where they're giving the Auditor General another $88 million. And it says here 22 million, 22.5 million for direction and administration, 65.9 million for administration of external audit services. We've come to 88.5 million. Wasn't the department aware at the outset in the budget we passed in March that they're going to need these items? And secondly, what extra external audit there is for extra expenses? I know that the Auditor General herself travel abroad to do these audits. I know the local staff, the staff in the Auditor General Department, they do the local auditing, but she takes on herself to do overseas expenses as such. Is it she going to get additional upgrade for flying and hotel and so on? Because she do the external one. What are these expenses for, additional expenses for the Auditor Department? Was she aware before that you're going to need these in the original budget?
So thank you, member.
It's me. I'm not a boy, but it is me. I'm not a boy either.
No.
Ask pertinent questions that you want to see on the road.
Yeah, no, thank you for the question because it allows opportunity for clarification. It's a reasonable question. What has happened, member, is that, remember, we have had a restructuring of compensation over 3 years. So what we have done as we've implemented it year by year by year is that at the beginning of each year, if you go and look at the budget that was tabled in March 2024, we have a provision that's just a general provision for the entire year across the public service. This year, the provision was, a big number. And then during the course of the year, the ministries, departments, and agencies are able to calculate the exact amounts that are due. Remember, in a restructuring, it's not as if this was just a salary increase. What we have are every individual in the public service is moving in 3 steps, 2022, 23, 24. And so you don't know it all in advance. So you make a provision that's kept at the Ministry of Finance, the ministries, departments, and agencies, including the Integrity Commission, the Auditor General, but also Ministry of Education and Ministry of Transport, all ministries, departments, and agencies, make those calculations, submit them to the Ministry of Finance, they're vetted and approved, and then what happens in this supplementary is that there is a movement from the general provision that was made at the start of the year to the 100 and odd ministries, departments, and agencies. And so what you see here is representative of that. Yeah.
Of the 3. The issue is as related to auditing of the Auditor General's Department. Over the years, I've asked under Omar Davis as minister, Peter Phillips as minister, Aldi Shaw as minister, and I've asked you also. But I must commend you that of all the 4 or 5 ministers of finance, you are the first one to have ever had the Department of Auditor General's Department audited and presented to this Parliament. I think we have 2 years audit now due. So can you tell us whether those are on the way? The Minister of Finance is supposed to be auditing that department. Where are we? When are we going to see the audit the last 2 years for the Auditor General Department? Huh?
What year are you speaking about? Yeah, so
Just a minute. Your financial secretary can ask you to ask me what year. You know the year that you'll table it here.
Yeah.
So she should know the years that are outstanding. She
Okay,
can't ask me.
I'm glad that you began with a recognition of the fact
That you worked and got it
that
here.
we
The first Minister of Finance.
this administration is the first to, as you have pointed out, to deliver on this responsibility. My information, member, is that what you term as the outstanding year, and I'll correct this if I'm mistaken, but what you determine as the outstanding year is already en route to Parliament. And that is, the outstanding would be 22, 23, right? 23, 24, we're not yet. But 22, 23 is on its way to Parliament, or it might actually be here already.
That's the question I asked. You give the answer.
Yeah.
That they're on the way. That's why I asked where we are with those.
Yes.
But not to ask me which.
I,
Can I say I have 3 departments, Mr. Chairman?
Member,
I'm going to
please
the third. I'm leaving the
focus
second.
on the questions that you're asking.
I've been focusing on it. Maybe you're not hearing me. You stop clap. Because I'm going to interview commission now, and they come after you. Unjustly. So let me ask me questions. All right. The interim commission, I see you giving them almost the next $1 billion here. It's raised from 1.8 billion to over $2 billion.
what number is this again?
You're giving them $193.3 million in addition. Okay? Direction and management, you have 1.3 million. Financial management and accounting services, 3.6. Human resources, that is the increase in salary that you talk about, reclassification, 59.2. Administration of internal audit, 939,000. The issue is, we haven't seen an audit of that department table in this house, but they're spending taxpayers' money. What I need to know, who is responsible for auditing that department to present the report here? The issue is, the Auditor General cannot do it because she's illegally sitting on that as a commissioner, as against what the Constitution provides for. So who is going to provide the audit for that department? When are we going to see audit for that department over the years? And secondly, this amount you have here, 193 million, does it include any part of the employment of overseas forensic auditor to look into accounts here? And if so, how much of this is going towards paying overseas forensic auditors to look in people's returns? And secondly, before I go any further, in that you are dealing with the department, in acquiring the services of the overseas forensic auditor,
We want to know.
what procurement method was used?
Yes.
Was there any procurement method? Or it was just employed as a friend from overseas? Are you able to answer this question,
Not for
Mr.
that
Minister?
amount. Not for that amount.
Member, member, with the greatest of respect, I think you have the wrong meeting. There was a meeting earlier this morning, the oversight meeting. Were you not there?
In the funds, you are providing funds for them, so they must justify to you why
Right.
they're asking for this.
Right. So member, under our arrangements to preserve the independence of the Integrity Commission, funds are provided on a line item basis, and it's within the powers of the Integrity Commission to use the funds that are provided by the government and taxpayers of the country in ways that are consistent with their mandate. To the extent that you have a question on how they have chosen to use those funds, I would humbly submit that that question is better directed to the Integrity Commission.
What about the question about audit of the department presented to being laid in the House?
The best information I have is that the Integrity Commission would be audited by a private and independent auditor.
Already been acquired?
No, as I said, we provide line item resources.
No. The auditing, you were told that independent auditor will be doing it.
Right,
so I'm asking is, have you already acquired the service of a particular independent auditor?
Remember, again, that's a question that is better directed to the commissions of the Integrity Commission. We provide a line item. We provide a line item of expenditure to the Integrity Commission, and they decide how to use those funds, and they are accountable to the Parliament through the Oversight Committee. So to the extent that you want to hold them accountable, I'd suggest that you use the proper organs to do so. Yeah.
Thank you, Minister, for the answer. But we need to make it clear that you are the Minister.
Of Finance.
Not across there. You won't see that chair. Somebody clap over there when me talk. I'm saying, Minister, I expect that the audit, we get an audit report of that department before the next financial year, before the next budget comes here. There's no way we're going to approve another $2 billion for a department that has not been audited for years. Okay? So I expect that the audit be laid here before March next year, because we're not going to allow it to pass through here. If I'm the only person to stand and say, no, I'm going to do it. But there must be an audit at that department.
Remember, I don't think any reasonable person can object to your requirement. These are public funds. And I have no reason to expect that that's a difficult proposition.